Oh my God. Can you guys believe DWAC? It just keeps trending up here. It's absolutely crazy to watch. I had my last trade at 10:45, but I couldn't hold it. I could not hold it. The tempo was a little bit too slow for me, although right now it's looking a little bit more juicy. Anyway, welcome back, insiders, to another quick recap. So today was a little bit tricky for me. I was up around 300, specifically with RVSN and SGMT, but then I ended up giving back on SGMT and basically everything else I was trading. So it was a little bit of a frustrating day, but either way, it was a small scratch day. I wasn't really that green. I wasn't really that red, or I'm not really that red now. I didn't get into any sort of good flow state, I would say like post 8 a.m. So that's where I'm a little bit frustrated, but I'm happy I stuck around. I'm happy I tried to trade a little bit more, because right now I think getting more screen time is actually beneficial as the market kind of gets into this lukewarm, potentially hot market, hopefully in the next few weeks, or hopefully tomorrow, but I think it's heating up. I mean, compared to 2023, which was a total snooze fest, right now we're at least seeing the occasional, ticker here and there. So I think sticking around is definitely worth it. Unfortunately, on Mondays and Fridays, I like to be a little bit more of a 4G mentality, get green and get going. So maybe I could have got going sooner, but I think I would have if I was over, I would say north of $500 on some quick pre-market trades. I would have probably been pretty happy with that, but it felt like the good move was always about to happen. And then with SGMT, there was some good moves, but I just never was really able to capitalize on it. I'll just go through these tickers in the order. RVSN, oh my God, look at DWAC. Absolutely crazy. Giving me a little bit of FOMO, but I know I don't want to push my luck today. I've already been kind of giving back here, trading stuff I typically don't trade, so I don't want to go all of a sudden max loss for no reason on a Monday. I don't think it's really the environment for that. And let me go to the tickers that we were looking at. I mean, we had I would probably say like 3-4 new good tickers that were quite interesting. Yeah, so here are the ones we'll be talking about. We did have BFRG as well, which gave plenty of opportunities. I just didn't really capitalize on that one so well. Somehow I was a little bit in the wrong area, wrong time, wrong place. And then also when I did jump on tickers, I would be a little bit too soon, specifically SGMT. That's going to be a good one to talk about. But let's just start here with RVSN. This one had a nice low float, 1.2, and it had a catalyst, and it was a good price range. And it was already gapping up 99%. I was like, I like a lot of things that we were seeing. Now, the downside on RVSN was by the time I started trading it was a little bit late. I actually started trading it on this last candle, and actually, or it was this one. Either way, I bought a pullback looking for a continuation here. We didn't get it. So what I did do right, though, even though I did use way too small size, I was only doing 500 shares on this one, is I would constantly take profits. So I bought this, took profits. There, now you see it. And that took a long time to load on RVSN. Right here, same situation, pulled back, bought, and took profits. And I did that again and again. All trades did not work out. So it was really good that I took quick profits on them. I didn't have the highest expectations based on the catalyst that this would have continuation. It's a pretty small company with a pretty weak catalyst. Like, they got some railroad certificate from the EU. It just didn't feel very good. Now, I didn't think it would sell off as much as it did. I would probably argue, but I didn't see this one having new highs. So at this point, I was kind of done trading it. RVSN, I think I'm pretty happy walking away with what I'm walking away with, but I could have probably sized up at least, honestly, double or triple. I just used very small size. I mean, 500 shares is tiny. I should be doing like 4,000. It was my first trade, but at the same time, after that, I was lacking some opportunities. I'll talk about SGMT because this is I think the next main ticker that I traded. Everything else was just like a quick stab and didn't really work out. So this ticker also had a catalyst, gapping up nicely, 82%, a little bit higher float with 11.2 million and a higher market cap. But at the same time, somehow the market didn't really care because this one was absolutely exploding. And now I'm kind of frustrated when I look at this ticker. I first saw it way too light. It was even called out in the live stream today, which again, I'll link here and you guys could check out the exact trades that I did. It was from 7 to like 10:30 a.m. So you could easily scroll through it and find exactly what you're looking for. But I missed this front side here. I started looking at it and it was called out in the live stream. The problem was it was actually when it was called out, I thought it was being called out as a swing trade, and then I like did some research on it, like totally random stuff, and then I started looking at a different ticker, and then I realized, wait, SGMT, it was popping up like 40%. It's a top gainer, and so I came in way too late. I noticed it in this area, and I should have maybe tried a pullback trade here, but then it started crawling up again, and I finally did trade it. First trade, I made like $100, and then I gave it right back, and then I traded again looking for, I was way too aggressive on this ticker, and this is exactly what I was talking about actually in my tweet today, where, here we go, a good reminder when trading largies, like large caps / higher price tickers, are not to be, well, I think my grammar's wrong here, but it's basically not to be overly aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and edit that after this recording. Don't be too aggressive trading these high price tickers. Rather sit on the bid, ride the trend, and buy low, sell high. I know that sounds kind of silly, but as a momentum trader, you're typically buying high with the intent of selling higher. And that's basically what I was doing here. I was constantly looking for that breakout. And that's what got me into a lot of trouble with SGMT, because it was such a grinder. I remember holding here and it was just like, nope, nope, nope. And I was like, this is making me a little bit crazy. So I ended up closing and I took another loss. And all I had to do was just buy off the 9 EMA and hold, which sounds so simple, but most of the time, that's not really how you want to be trading, because you'll get, tickers that just go exponential and then they just die off, right? So you want to get pretty aggressive. And that's finally what eventually happened here on SGMT. But it was just one pulse after another. I couldn't get in. I eventually tried to trade it here, but we didn't get a move higher. So it's just like, I think these were all red trades. I had one good green trade, and then I just gave back everything from there. But at least I managed my risk. I'm only down 300 on this one for the fact that I had like 4 or 5 red trades in a row. So I guess I can't argue with that. But I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit frustrated. And the other tickers that we were looking at, LYT, and let's pull it up here on the main chart. Didn't have a catalyst. I just went for a quick trade on this one, and it already died on us. Actually 2 quick trades, 1 and then 2. The first one was actually pretty okay. I only did 6,000 shares, but I just not exactly great quality stuff. DWAC, I don't really know what to say about it. Like, amazing front side. It's just, I think the problem today was, if you look over here, ARK is up 2%, right here on the mid-left side of the screen. It was up 4%, which basically means, we have large caps that are absolutely crushing it. A lot of my large caps actually pulled back quite drastically today, but, I had a few that, like U was up $700 today before pulling back. So we just had a lot of large caps, taking front and center. And that makes trading small caps a little bit trickier. Now these are pulling back, but they had, really nice open. So a lot of people their attention was just all over the place. DWAC, my attention was all over the place. DWAC, another perfect example. Large cap, that's just really solid front side trend, but you got to hold this one and just basically restart your laptop, play some Xbox or something and come back. Because if you're looking at this one, you're looking for those quick breakouts, like I typically trade, you're going to be in for a world of hurt. And that was basically my situation. So no good progress there. And BFRG, this was from last week, actually making some pretty interesting moves. Price action, pretty choppy. Yeah, and by the time I traded it, I actually went for this pullback and it didn't work, and I ended up cutting here for a loss, thinking there's actually a good chance it's going to have a nice, again, one of those really slow grinds up. And that's exactly what happened. I put my stop here a little bit too tight, got stopped out, and then it just grinds higher. So it wasn't really my price action today. Sometimes I do okay with tickers that are a bit more grindy and choppy. Today, it just didn't work out for me. I think I was a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too ready to jump into something quickly. And I don't know, my chill wasn't there, I guess you could say. No regrets though. I'm happy I traded what I did. I think I could have obviously done better, but what I did do well was just make sure I managed my risk on a day where I wasn't trading so well. So I sized down and I was quick to cut my losses, which in a way you want to hold very long, but at least I was avoiding any big losses. And I think that's important when you're not really in a good flow state. And then eventually I called it because I was like, oh man, it's just not so good, at least in terms of the tickers that I usually look for. Wow, look at DWC, absolutely crazy. It just keeps trending higher. I don't think this is going to really stop anytime soon. At one point, there's going to probably be an offering or something absolutely disgusting that just crushes this ticker. But for now, we have, pretty good upside potential with DWAC. You know, I could see this one going to the 50s, 53. We have a lot of resistance getting closer to like 58, 60. But for now, I don't know if this one's really going to stop. There is tons of resistance right around like 40, 44, 45. So keep that zone in mind. This is where we had that long time consolidation. We had an initial spike here. We had a big stair stepper over here. So yeah, if you go to intraday, you can see we still got some upside potential before that really big resistance. So maybe it's going to be one for me to trade after this recap. I'll let you guys know if I do trade it. You guys will know. I'll post on Twitter because the 5-minute chart is going exponential. So there's something there. Let me know in the comments below. Are you trading DWAC? What are your plans on it? Are you scalping it or are you swing trading this bad boy? I mean, it's on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big green days in a row. Although these last 2 candles were just trying to break out from this engulfing candle on the 17th. So I guess there's a little bit of that and kind of makes it a little bit of a flat top breakout. And then really quickly, how crazy is this? PHUN somehow still alive after 2 offerings. And it's just grinding up. One big offering here, another offering here, and it just keeps grinding up. People are getting diluted. I mean, this company is probably pretty happy, and I think they're just waiting for another offering. I couldn't trade this one. I would be way too anti-trading this one. It also has a lot of these micro flushes, very choppy price action. I hope tomorrow we get a little bit cleaner price action, but you know, some crazy tickers to be watching, and I am happy that there is momentum out there. It wasn't great for me today, but I'm happy to see some momentum. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and dropping that like. I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m.